Yeah, I think we gotta do the background first. Thank you.
Thank you so much for joining us. I am Georgia. Thank you to Chris on the back end, Nico on the camera. Where we are right now, this is the press pit where probably 2 or 3 dozen media outlets set up here to get an account of what took place in the George Floyd hearing that happened this morning. Unicorn Riot has been on the scene since about 8 a.m. We heard from dozens of community members who were standing in solidarity with the family. And so about 20 minutes ago, Benjamin Crump and a slew of other attorneys who are working with the family stood at this podium, gave a summary of what happened in court today. And one of the things that continued to come up from the attorneys and the family was the fact that they felt that the defense was trying to assassinate the character of George Floyd. We were live streaming at the beginning of that press conference, as some of you may know. However, our battery went dead. We had been out here for about 4 hours, so we apologize for any inconvenience for those of you who are counting on our coverage. We will follow up later on with the recorded versions of the press conference, but we heard from George Floyd's brother. We heard from some other relatives who just kind of gave an account of how this whole experience has been. And right now what we're going to do is we're going to come outside of the press pit. It was a little weird today. They had the press blocked off with a fence separating the press and the building from the general public. And so from a reporter standpoint, it actually made it really difficult to document everything that was going on today. But as you can see out here, there are still about 100 protesters who are gathered. They were committed to staying out here today so that when the family came out of court, they would be greeted with community, and that they would know that the community here in Minneapolis is standing in solidarity with them. And so we heard that through chanting throughout the press conference. Protesters chanted, "We got your back," and we're here. And so there's going to be some vigils and whatnot held this evening. We're not sure if relatives are going to attend those, but one thing to note, right after the hearing, Attorney Keith Ellison came out to address the media and give an update about what happened in the hearing. One of the things that we heard happen in the hearing was that Hennepin County Attorney Mike Freeman was removed from the case. Hennepin County Attorney Mike Freeman has a record of not convicting and charging officers, and so Judge Cahill actually removed him, not for that reason, but because it was found that Attorney Mike Freeman actually met personally with the person who did the autopsy. And so that actually makes Attorney Mike Freeman eligible to be a witness in this case and disqualifies him to be an attorney in this case. And so he was removed along with about 3 other people in his department. But during that moment in the press conference where Attorney Keith Ellison was addressing the audience, we saw one of the officers actually walk by. He came out of this gate and he was immediately bombarded by the crowd. They followed him a block down that way around this parking ramp where he got into a car, and it was very tense. It was very confrontational. No words were spoken from that officer. However, the community definitely expressed their outrage and their anger. And just in observation, it was a little weird that they decided to allow that officer to come out of the building during Attorney Keith Ellison giving his statement. A lot of people had been waiting to hear from Attorney Keith Ellison. He's a trusted source. He's, on the case. And so everyone really wanted to get accurate information straight from him. And everybody was distracted because they allowed that officer to exit during the middle of his speech. What we're seeing now is community continuing to gather. We're going to go over here. We're seeing community continuing to gather. This has been kind of an ongoing thing. People have been out here since 8 in the morning, so this is going on like hour 5 of people being out here. And although this crowd has dwindled down, everybody has continued to express their commitment to standing in solidarity with the family. And so we're going to get a little closer and hear what the speaker is saying.
Come on now, he was a father. All good fathers is getting killed nowadays because they want to stop proper development in the household. That's why in assistance in Minnesota, if women want to apply for assistance, the father got to be out the household. That's what happened to me and my kids' mom. So at the end of the day, George told me, just like my brother told me, them 2 men told me, go home. And now they can't go home. So at the end of the day, let's stand out here. I don't give a fuck. Let's just stand. I'm back out here. I stand with y'all and I love y'all. Fuck it, I'm out here. Let's be out here. Every day we got to be out here. Because if we don't, they're not going to take us serious. We really got 90 days to get on our shit. 90 days to get this. We need the whole downtown flooded for the whole 90 days. When they come back out here, there's no refusing our justice. Because the city, we run the city. It won't be no city without us.
Not only do we run this city, this is our world.
Yep, we run the people.
We are the people.
We the reason why they got a job.
Hell yeah. Right.
We the reason why they got it. We the reason why they blues. We the reason why they out here. We don't need y'all. Come on now. Y'all take our money and use it for elsewhere. And half y'all doing the crimes that y'all say we doing. Y'all pick drugs in our neighborhoods. Y'all dump guns in our neighborhood.
Right.
Come on now. Y'all the biggest gang bangers. Y'all the gang.
Yep. Correct.
You can't even trust these motherfucking some of these attorneys and judges because they working with each other. There's a lot of people you can't even trust in the field.
They don't trust.
It's all about money right now.
Right. It's all about money.
All this shit is a drain. This shit dry with money. So at the end of the day, only us. We have to sit and educate with each other every day. Let's go to class on this shit because if we don't, they're gonna dismiss this shit like how they do class.
Exactly.
I don't want no crime when they let them walk. I just witnessed the shit. I witnessed a murder walk away.
So we're hearing from community who's still out here, who's still very emotional about what transpired today. Some of the things that we heard about today's hearing was that there were motions to dismiss charges, that there were motions to move the venue, and it wasn't fully clear if those motions were accepted or not based on today's press conference. So we'll continue to do some research on that. And then there was also a motion to separate the trial so that each officer would be tried individually. The reason why these motions are so significant is that it would dramatically impact the outcome of this trial. If this trial is moved to another venue, which has been proposed to be moved to St. Cloud, then we know that that's a predominantly white community and potentially could impact the jurors who are selected. And so one thing that Attorney Crump did comment on about that possibility was that if they move this to St. Cloud or Stearns County, then there's probably going to be no jurors on the jury that look like George Floyd. And so that is concerning, and that's why we're seeing so many protesters who are coming out and they're taking this serious. They want their voices to be heard. They don't want to change a venue. They want what happened in Hennepin County to be tried in Hennepin County. And they definitely have expressed today that they don't want any of the charges dropped. And so we're going to continue to follow this. We will upload the recorded versions of the remainder of the press conference that was not live streamed on our last live stream. So make sure you look out for that. Thank you to Chris on the back end. And Dan is actually on the back end. Nico, who's on the camera. And for all of you who have tuned in, we are a nonprofit horizontal organization which fully operates on your support. So if you enjoy our coverage, please make sure that you donate at unicornriot.ninja/donate.